Hey everybody. Hi. Happy Saturday. We made it another week. Congratulations to everybody for doing that. Well, thank you for joining me for our 9th lesson in my COVID-19 Adults and Teens virtual piano lesson series. It's been a journey, hasn't it? We're almost to our last lesson next week. I cut the series at 10 lessons so that we can have a nice break in between. But I'll be back, don't worry. I'm coming back in the summertime for a summer series, okay? Yeah, so let's get started for today, all right, everybody? So the first thing I want you to do is hit that share button if you can. Let everybody know that it's time for piano. The second thing is if you haven't done already, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can search Izzy Chia. The third thing, of course, is if you haven't joined our private group, Encore Music Makers, I highly encourage you to do so because that's where I provide feedback and help on theory and your songs, as well as joining a super supportive community of piano learners. So it's nice to be supported. The fourth thing is if you haven't purchased your book, I highly encourage you to do so because it can be kind of hard to keep up with us if you don't have your book, okay? You can find the book, The Adults All-in-One Course by Alfred on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, Prima Music, Sheet Music Plus, and other music retailers, okay? All right, so that's what we've got. That's the rundown of the beginning, right? Awesome. Well, in order for us to have a very successful lesson today, we're going to have to go over our songs from last week, okay? And I know that they were extra challenging. So, our first song that we had been practicing was What Can I Share, okay? And that one was on page 42 of your book, okay? So let's turn to page 42, okay? What can I share? All right, now this one, of course, was a introduction to the type of articulation called legato playing, which is smoothly connected notes in a musical phrase, okay? They are indicated by a long curved line or a short curved line between different notes on the staff called a slur, right? It's that long line across the staff. Okay, so with this song in particular, we were beginning with our left hand, correct? And we have the long melodic phrase in the left hand indicated with a slur. We had a nice review of our C chord and our G7 chord in our right hand, which is kind of cool, all right? That's how it starts. And then, of course, the second half of the song, they flip-flop it, right? You have the melodic phrase in the right hand this time, and then the left hand has a chance to play the chords. So let's see how we did with it, okay? I think you probably did awesome. Let's give it a try. Okay, so what can I share? We are going to be in C position, okay? I have my right hand, thumb, finger 1 on middle C. I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3 to G below middle C, and that is where my left hand goes, okay? Now, if we are in the correct spots, let's go ahead and play it, okay? This song is in 3/4 time, so 3 beats a measure, and we are going to begin. Are you ready? Let's give it a try. Let me count off. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. Switch hands. was super cool. You guys did awesome playing through What Can I Share. Did you notice the really cool sound that having a slurred phrase makes? It's like super smooth playing, and it's so different from playing each note separately or individually. It just sounds different. It's a different effect. So congratulations to you for playing that awesome song, okay? Now, you have passed this song, so give yourself a pat on the back, okay? Great job, everybody. All right, so What Can I Share is all finished, all right? Let's turn the page to page 45 now, okay? 45. Okay, so if you can recall from last Saturday's piano lesson, we learned When the Saints Go Marching In, okay? This piece in particular is a tricky piece because there's a lot of different things going on. We have a melodic line in the right hand. We have C chord, G7 chords, and F chords in the left hand. And that indicates also using low B with our finger 5, as well as A above G in your left hand in the bass staff. So you're using about 7 different notes with only 5 fingers. So you've got to be very careful to make sure that you're reading the staff correctly in placement of those fingers, okay? Now, it also had a repeat in it, so it was quite a long song. So I've made the decision as your teacher to go ahead and keep this song, When the Saints Go Marching In, on page 45 for one more week. And I think that this extra week that I'm giving you for this piece is going to be excellent for us to polish or really give extra finesse to those sections of this piece that might be giving you some trouble, okay? So even though we're keeping it, I'd still like to play it today, okay? So let's see if we can play this song with repeats. If we encounter something tricky, then we will go ahead and work on it as well, okay? All right, let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay, wonderful. So on page 45, we are looking at a lot of different things, like I said before. When the Saints Go Marching In begins in a right hand C position, right hand thumb on middle C, and our left hand thumb will be on that G below middle C, okay? Okay, so wonderful. We are going to begin forte. Our time signature is 4/4 time, so we are counting to 4. But then remember, the beginning of this piece has that incomplete measure, okay? So that means that the first measure only has 3 beats in it in this case. But if you look at the very last measure of the whole song, there is the missing beat, okay? 3 plus 1. Okay, so let's give it a try. This will be the first time through, okay? I'm going to count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, play. Yeah, that was a tricky song, wasn't it? That's why I want to keep it for one more week. Okay, couple things to talk about. When before I started this piece today, I said that there were slurs in this piece. There are no slurs in this piece. I meant to say tied notes. There's tied notes in this piece, right? And if you remember from the theory and lesson last week, I talked a little bit about the difference between slurs and ties, right? Because sometimes we can get them confused. Slurred notes are going to be the long curved line above or below a certain number of notes that are all different from each other, okay? But then a tie is a curved line above or below a set of notes, but they're all the same note. That means they're all located on the same space on the staff or the same line on the staff. They don't change. So what is the difference in how we articulate those notes then? So a tied note, what you do is you add up the value of all those tied notes and you hold it down for the added value of those notes, okay? So if you see a dotted quarter note or dotted half note and another dotted half note, that's 3 beats plus 3 beats. That makes 6 beats total. So you have to hold that note down, hold that key down for 6 beats, right? That's a tied note when they're located on the same line or space on the staff, okay? I hope that made a little bit more sense. Okay, and then the other thing I didn't mention, I think I didn't quite go over the F chord very well today, so let's see if we can work a little bit on that, okay? So the F chord is that one that comes in at the end of line 3, okay? It consists of a C, F, A, okay? That's a finger 5 pinky, left hand, finger 2 on F, and a thumb that you have to stretch to an A. Okay, do you hear it? Yeah, it sounds different than your C major chord. Listen, this is the C major chord. Okay, now let's listen for the F chord. There you go. So there's the difference, okay? Now, in order for me to really get a good idea of how this section is going, let's see if we can just play that third line until the first 2 beats of the fourth line, okay? We're just going to play that line maybe 3 times through, because that's the tricky part where it has that F major chord, okay? I'm going to switch to piano view so you can watch, okay? Okay. All right, looking here, I am in C position. I've got my left hand thumb on G and my right hand thumb on middle C. I'm coming in the third beat of the first measure of the third line, okay? That sounds kind of complicated to find, but I think you'll be able to find it, okay? Count down 3 lines and you'll see that finger 3 on E in your right hand. That is where we are beginning, okay? So, starting here, I'm going to count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, there it is. That's the first time through, okay? Let's see if we can play it a second time through. This is line 3 on When the Saints Go Marching In on page 45. Your finger 3 on E coming in on the third beat of the first measure of the third line. Okay, let's count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Awesome. Okay, that is already sounding a lot better, y'all. Great, great work. Now let's continue it. Let's play this once more for this section, okay? I'm going to count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. we did it 3 times through. Excellent work on that, okay? Now, like I said, we're keeping this song for 1 more week for polishing, okay? I highly encourage you to go ahead and on the assignment post that I post next week, go ahead and drop the videos of you playing these songs in there. That way I can give you some feedback, okay? So let's keep When the Saints Go Marching In on page 45. Now, we passed What Can I Share? So that means we should get 1 more new song, right? Let's do it. Okay, so turn the page and you see on page 46. We have a new note we're going to be learning today, okay? We're introducing A for the right hand this time, right? So that's opening up a lot of doors for the right hand. We had already learned how to play A in the left hand, and that taught us how to play the F chord for the left hand. But now we're going to switch to the right hand, okay? It's sort of the same idea. We're going to be using the same notes, C, F, A, but instead of stretching our thumb, finger 1, we're going to be stretching our finger 5, okay? You're going to stretch it 1 note above G in your regular C position, okay? So let's see what that sounds like, okay? So I'm playing my C, middle C, right? And then I'm going to add my finger, I'm going to stretch my finger 3 to your F, okay? Do you see that there? We're going to play F, and then I have my pinky now here on an A, and I'm going to play that A. That's what it sounds like. There's your F chord, F major chord for your right hand. Okay, listen to the C chord again, okay? We have C, E, G. And now let's switch to the F major chord. Yeah, do you hear the difference? It's pretty wonderful. Okay, so at sort of in the middle of page 46, you'll see a practice line there of a melodic set of chords. Okay, so let's see if we can play that line. It does have a repeat, okay? We're going to play it slowly, and we're going to say the note names as we play, okay? Let's give it a try. 1, 2, ready, play. C, E, G, hold. C, F, A, hold. C, E, G, hold. C, F, A, hold, repeat. C, E, G, hold. C, F, A, hold. C, E, G, hold, and C, F, A, hold. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Very good. All right, so that's going to be sort of like the practice line that you can use practicing your new F major chord with your C major chord melodically. Yeah, you remember melodically? Playing notes individually, right? Yeah. Okay, so if you look at the top of 47 now, there's another practice line. And of course, we're going to have another practice line, right? Because we have to keep practicing. This is going to be our harmonic chord practice line for the right hand, okay? I highly encourage you to practice this line before you jump into the next song, okay? I want you to take a look at it. Okay, so we are right here. You see it? Warm up using C, G7, and F chords, okay? We're going to play that line right now, okay? Oops. Okay, so let's find our C position at the piano for our right hand, all right? So I have my right hand thumb on middle C. These are harmonic chords, so I'm going to be playing them all at the same time, okay? Let's take a look at this top line. It does have a repeat, so let's play it through. 1, 2, ready, play. G7, back to C, up to F, and C, 2, 3, repeat. G7, C, up to F, down to C, 2, 3, 4. Wow, yeah, Yeah, that was pretty wonderful. Great work on that. All right. Now, you're going to laugh because the new song we're getting is When the Saints Go Marching In. It's kind of silly because we already have a song called When the Saints Go Marching In, right? But there's a catch. This version of When the Saints Go Marching In has the melody in the left hand and your chords in the right. And the one we learned last week, the one that we're keeping, is flip-flopped. The melody is in the right hand and the chords are in the left. So this is really a great brain exercise, right? Trying to incorporate melodic and harmonic intervals and chords in one version of the song, and then flipping it for the second version of the song, okay? We're like doing all kinds of switcheroos over here. That's okay, right? It's a really good exercise for your brain. So keep that in mind if you're learning this version of When the Saints Go Marching In, okay? So look at 47. There it is, When the Saints Go Marching In. Left hand melody, right hand chords, okay? It's still a march. It's still 4/4 time. It's still forte, right? The only thing that changes is the melodic line will be in the left hand, okay? Let's give it a try very slowly, all right? Excellent. All right, so starting here, we are in C position, correct? Yes. So I have my right hand thumb on middle C. Counting down 1, 2, 3 notes. There's my left hand thumb on G. All right? Now, the melody's in the left hand, chords in the right hand. Let's give this a try, okay? Remember, it still has that incomplete measure, so let me count off for you, all right? Listen carefully. Let's count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I think that you guys are really going to enjoy like giving your brain a headache in a way by exploring both versions of the same song, okay? Remember, page 45 is When the Saints Go Marching In with the melody in the right hand. And page 47 has the melody in the left hand, okay? As you're practicing both of these songs this week, I want you to really think about which version you enjoy playing more. I personally like the left hand melody. It was surprising to me because most versions of the song you hear the right hand melody, and that's like the classic one that most people hear. But when I hear it with the left hand playing, I'm envisioning like a marching band going down the street for Mardi Gras, and I like the melody in like the tuba and the trombone. I just think it sounds way cooler. That's me though, you know, versus having the melody in like the trumpets or something, right? Because they always get the melody. You know, gotta give some love to the tubas and the trombones, right? All right, anyway, we're gonna play through When the Saints Come Marching In one more time, okay? And perhaps I slow it down a little bit more, okay? That way perhaps you can play along with me, okay? I'm not gonna do the repeat this time though, because it makes it extra long. We'll play it through one time, slower tempo, okay? See if you can keep up, okay? And it's okay if you can't. That's all right too, because like this is the first time you've ever seen this, so it's not a big deal. Over the course of the week, it will get easier, okay? All right, my right hand thumb is on middle C. My left hand thumb is on G below middle C, and I am ready to play. Are you ready to play too? Fantastic. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna count off slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Hey, your hard work is really gonna pay off, trust me. Okay. All right, so there you go. There's the second version of When the Saints Go Marching In. All right, with the left hand melody and the right hand chords. All right. So now that you have both versions of this song assigned to you, I'm gonna give you a challenge. Okay. You don't have to do this, but if you're really feeling like you want to give yourself a challenge, think about this. Okay. Both versions of this song have a repeat sign, right? They do. So this is what I want you to do. The first time through, play the version with the right hand melody, right? That's the one on page 45. But then on the repeat, you're gonna play the other version. So you're effectively combining the two songs, right? But instead of playing it through 4 times, you're just gonna play it through 2 times. The first time being right hand melody, left hand chords, and the second time being left hand melody, right hand chords. Okay? You guys are gonna be like piano bosses by the end of this. I'm real excited to see this. So if any of you guys are bold enough to try this challenge, post it in the group. I would love to hear your version of it, right? It's going to take some extra work, but I think you guys can do it. Okay? I'm so proud of y'all. It's been so much fun over the course of these last 9 weeks getting to teach you guys piano, and you know, you get to learn something new, and you know, have fun with it too. All right? Yeah. So those are going to be the 2 songs that you're going to practice for this week. All right? Now let's talk a little bit about theory. Okay? So your theory assignment for this week is going to be on page 49. Okay? Write this down in your notebook. Okay? Page 49. And on page 49, this is what it looks like. It talks about the F major chord for the right hand, right? Because that's what we learned today. You're going to do some chord naming. And then there's a little ditty down there called waltzing chords, right? That's the one page of theory you've got for this week, okay? If you can complete that, it's going to help reinforce the learning that we're doing here live at the piano. That's why I like theory, right? Sometimes you're like, oh, I have homework. But trust me, even a little bit goes a long way, because then you'll be able to recognize chords in your music, and it doesn't take quite as much effort to learn it, right? You don't necessarily have to think about the notes in that chord. You can just remember, oh, that's an F major chord. I already know the notes in that one. Or, hey, that's a G7 chord. I know my notes already in that. No biggie, right? I'm just trying to save you some brain cells. All right? So there's your theory for this week, all right? Wonderful. Now, of course, I am accepting tips. If you find that these lessons are extremely helpful, or they're just fun to watch, or you're having a good time at the piano exploring, I highly encourage, or I would really appreciate it if you'd consider tipping me. I have lost my income due to this current virus that we're dealing with. So any way that you can help support these lessons that I'm offering for free online, I would really appreciate it. You can donate via PayPal. My email is encoremusichtx@gmail.com. I accept Venmo. My username is Izzy Chia. And I also accept Cash App. My username is IZZI3CH3A. Thank you for letting me say that. Yeah. All right, so last but not least, we always end every single lesson with a music quote, right? Yes, it's like one of the highlights of my day. Yeah, so a little bit of inspiration to leave you with, okay? So today's quote comes from the iconic jazz singer, Ella Fitzgerald, okay? And this is what she says. It isn't where you came from. It's where you're going that counts. That's true, right? Yeah. Some of us have had a really tough time earlier on in our lives, right? And, you know, as we age and as we become wiser, we understand that, you know, what happened in the past doesn't necessarily define you. It's part of you, but it doesn't define you. You can define your future for how you're heading in that forward direction, right? Yeah. I hope that was inspiring. I love Ella Fitzgerald. Maybe one of these days we can learn one of her pieces at the piano, right? That would be wonderful. Anywho, I'm so glad you joined me today for our piano lesson. Again, hit the share button. Please let everybody know that I'm offering these lessons. The more the merrier here in our community. And of course, next Saturday is our final lesson for this COVID-19 series. But don't fret, okay? I'm coming back. I will have all the information posted for our summer series that I will be beginning soon in the month of July. And that will again run for another 10 weeks, okay? Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging. All right, guys. Thank you again. I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.